Hey guys, Bricks and News here with another review video. This time we're taking a look at a set from LEGO's Icon series that released in the beginning of April. It's set number 10317, the Land Rover Classic Defender 90. It comes with 2,336 pieces and is retailing for $329.99 Canadian. Now, because there's no minifigs with this set, I'll be rating the remaining areas out of a 2.5 rather than the normal 2. So, let's have a look at this thing and see whether it's roadworthy or not, shall we? Up first, we got build and structure integrity. It's a big and quite complex set, and clearly LEGO designers have had their work cut out for them, but they seem to have worked their magic a bit to bring this iconic vehicle to life. As a result, it is a bit touchy in some places. If you decide to fit it with the roof rack, like I did, you're going to have to be delicate with handling it, because that rack will pop off at even the slightest bit of downward pressure on the model. I lost count of the times I had to reattach the side of the rack. Also, I didn't find the steering wheel and front wheels as responsive as I was expecting. There is a bit of float and delay when steering. Other than that, don't be fooled by its rugged appearance. I'd say that this is clearly a display model, so don't get too carried away. The suspension feels good and whatnot, but don't be out in your backyard taking this thing on the trails. You may end up disappointed. So I'm going to give the build and structure a 1. This here is what I would like to call a show pony, not a Clydesdale, so take care when handling it. Next, we got creativity. It's definitely a beauty to look at. There's just so much detail and features LEGO gives us here. You can really customize and display it however you want, which is kind of cool. That roof rack can pop off, whether intentionally or by accident. You can change the bonnet, you can take the front winch off and the bumper and replace it with a sleek look. So if you want to have that whole off-road vibe, so be it. But if you want a more roadworthy look, you can do that as well. You can change out the engine blocks, so just in case you get confused like I did as to why you start out building one engine and then build a completely separate one to put into the vehicle the second half, that's what that's about. You get to switch out the road. But I will say that it does go to show you just how customizable the model is. The gas and the brake pedals move, the handbrake, the gear stick, the front seats recline a bit. The dashboard also has some printed tiles, so there's no denying that the vehicle is very detailed. It's definitely going to grab attention when out on display, and I think it will impress most onlookers with the number of features that it has. I'll give the creativity a 2.5. The fact that they've given us several different options with how we choose to display it, it really should be noted and appreciated here. Now, for likeness and accuracy, well, you're definitely getting what you're paying for here. It's probably the closest most of us will ever come to owning an actual Land Rover. And it looks really good. I mean, if you blink too fast, you may mistake it for the real thing. But seriously, there's no mistaking the vehicle. I'd say even people who aren't necessarily car enthusiasts or familiar with the Land Rover will still be able to identify it here. The color looks really good and accurate. The interior color looks good as well. There's not really much in the way of custom molded bricks, so it's quite impressive how LEGO designers were able to capture the vehicle's essence accurately. The proportions look good, so there's no area of the vehicle I feel that looks disproportionate or oddly shaped as we can get with some models. X-Wing! Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'll give lightness and accuracy a 2.5 as well. It's definitely as accurate as you'd expect from LEGO. And lastly, we have build and manual complexity. Well, it is an 18 plus set, so you can expect this build to be a more difficult build. But in saying that, I didn't find any issues with it at all. The manual was fairly easy to follow for all but a few sections. What you may find confusing is that there will come a point during the build where you have to decide how you're going to customize it. But once you get over that, you just simply move on accordingly. I mean, I'll admit that may confuse some. The manual does an adequate job explaining this when you get there, but if you're deep in the zone like I was, it may make you pause for a second to figure out what's going on. The various other customizable parts like the bonnet or the front grille is all found in the back of the booklet to assemble. Other than that, it's fairly straightforward. Also, I like how LEGO added the history of the Land Rover Defender in the front of the manual, with the timeline and various iterations of the vehicle over the years. I'm also happy to report that there's not much stickers here. The only bothersome ones were the ones that you have to place on the windshield. Other than that, it was smooth sailing for the most part. So I'll give build and manual complexity a 2. The customizability is nice, but it may confuse some with why half a bag is out and you're being told to open the next bag. So overall, guys, I'll give the set an 8 out of 10. It's definitely a build for me. As I said in the beginning, there's no minifigs, so each was rated out of a 2.5. I enjoy building it. I love how customizable the model is. LEGO really gives us tons of options with how we choose to display it. My 2 issues: 1, just how delicate the roof rack is and the steering being somewhat unresponsive. And then perhaps I feel that many customizable features may have overcomplicated the build process. I feel like sometimes there is such a thing as too much of a good thing, right? But even with that being said, I'd still recommend this, particularly for more advanced builders, to go out and get this set. It's great for collectors or anyone looking to wow friends, family with it out on display. Just don't get carried away and think you can take this thing outside to test out the suspension. You know, this is definitely more form over function here. Well, that's it for me, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Is the customizability impressive, or do you feel it's only overcomplicating and cluttering things? Let me know what you think, and until next time, keep building.